morning, all the judges and all the audience. Today I want to present my presentation, but before that, let me introduce myself first. My name is Agnes Chintya Goseline. I come from Medan, Dr. Wahidin Sudirohusoto Junior High School. Today, my presentation is about CABI games. My background making these games is at first, I learned about number sequence in my class, and there's quite a lot of number sequence that I learned. I tried to make my own question and answer it by myself. And then I think, could I make something new based on the number sequence that I learned? But I got nothing. And I stopped until there. When I learned about the theorem of Pythagoras, I made a question which had a relation between the theorem of Pythagoras and the number sequence. When I made the question, I see the answer has a number that has the regular sequence. So I tried to make another question again and see the answer. When I got the answer, I see that's a lot of number that I get, but if I combine all of them, it has a regular sequence. That's why I make it at my scheme. There's some theory that I get when I'm making this game. The first one is about the number sequence. Number sequence is a sequence of number which have a certain row or a certain sequence. As we know, number sequence not always in form of number, but also can be a collection of points or dots. And this is an example of the number sequence. This is the example number sequence of triangle, and this is the example of number sequence of rectangle. Besides number sequence, the theory that I get is about the theorem of Pythagoras. In mathematics, the theorem of Pythagoras is a relation among three sides of a right triangle. As we know from this picture, we can obtain a right triangle. A right triangle contains three sides. The first one is about the hypotenuse, second one is the adjacent side, and the third one is the opposite side. So we get that the theorem of Pythagoras is hypotenuse square equals to adjacent side square plus opposite side square. The method making these schemes is at first, you have to investigate the number sequence. And the number sequence that I investigate is Fibonacci. After that, you have to draw a right triangle with the length of the base and the length of the head must have the same length, or we could call it a right triangle isosceles. After that, you have to determine the first hypotenuse. You can use the theorem of Pythagoras as usual to find the hypotenuse. And then, you have to add the length of the base with the first result of the hypotenuse that you find first. And then you have to determine the second hypotenuse with the length of the base have been added with the first result of the hypotenuse before. You have to keep doing the process until you find a number that has a certain row or a certain sequence. You will get a lot of number once you do the method that you have to write. That's the base, the first result of hypotenuse, the second hypotenuse, and so on. And you will find the number schemes. So to make it clearer, let's move to the result and discussion. That the pattern of Fibonacci has this kind of pattern. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and so on. And this is the pattern of Fibonacci. So after this, have to draw the right triangle isosceles. You can see that the head and the base have the same length. And then determine the hypotenuse. B here is the hypotenuse. Determine the hypotenuse as usual with the theorem of Pythagoras. After that, add the length of the base with the first result of hypotenuse, then determine the second hypotenuse. Why I said add the length of the base with the first hypotenuse? Because the second base that with 8 must have the same length with the first hypotenuse. So to find C, we only need one base, and the one base comes from the first base and the second base. Add both of them to obtain one base, and then determine C with the theorem of Pythagoras as usual. You have to keep doing the process. I do the process until the third hypotenuse. If you do the process until third hypotenuse, you have to add one more base again. But you should remember the third base here must have the same length with the second hypotenuse. So to obtain that one base, A, B, and C must be added to obtain one base, and then find D with the theorem of Pythagoras as usual. If you do all of that, you will find the number schemes. And the number schemes that you will find is this. This is the number scheme that you will find if you do the method until the third hypotenuse. So the conclusion is the number sequence of CABI is this. Where you should remember A must be a positive real number. So if you get a question which have a relation with this, you just take A with the number Like an example, if the number is 1, just change A with 1. Or if the number is 2, just change the A with 2. But you should remember that A must be a positive real number. So the future work for me is, I will try to implement these CABI schemes to trigonometry. I will try to find another schemes besides CABI schemes. Why I choose trigonometry? Because trigonometry only is a right triangle. And my schemes is related to a right triangle. So maybe if I implement it to trigonometry, it will get another schemes. It will be more complicated, but if you get the question that has related with this, you will get the answer easier. But I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your attention and good morning.